Everyone, welcome to our Facebook Live. My name is Caitlyn Clinton and I serve as Associate Director on the Annual Giving Team here at the University of Notre Dame. I am so excited to be joined today by Professor Annie Coleman and Professor Christine Becker as we talk about the minor in sports media and culture. This is just a really amazing minor that I'm so excited to be talking about and celebrating this Notre Dame Day. Notre Dame Day, this is our 10th year, and we're just here to celebrate all things Notre Dame. And I can't think of a better minor than this one to celebrate all the things that are Notre Dame. So before we get started and talking about the amazing things that you two are doing, can you both introduce yourself? Professor Coleman, you can kick us off.
Sure. Hi, my name's Annie Gilbert Coleman. I'm a associate professor in the American Studies Department, and I am director of the new minor in sport, media, and culture. My research is about outdoor sports and recreation. I teach classes on American wilderness, sports and American culture, 20th century history, things like that.
Awesome. And Professor Becker?
Yeah, so I'm in the Department of Film, Television, Theater, an associate professor there. Been at Notre Dame since 2000 and teach mostly television studies, film study stuff, film history and television history analysis, and media industry studies. So I like to try to figure out what's going on with the film and TV industries these days. And over the past few years, I've started teaching more on sports, and including our sports and television course. And so when I heard Annie was starting with this minor, I was like the first one to raise my hand in FTT and say, hey, include me, please.
Well, if I'm going to be completely honest, I am so jealous that this was not a minor when I was here. I think I probably took all of the classes that probably would have qualified me for the minor. I took the sports and TV class. I've taken Professor Coleman's sports and American culture class. So I think I might have gotten an unofficial minor before I actually graduated, if this was around. So tell me a little bit, Professor Coleman, why did you want to start this major? What was there a high demand? Is it just a lot of interest? What kind of birthed this minor?
That's a great question. Well, it's no secret that Notre Dame has a huge history and tradition surrounding sport. I don't think it's also a secret that about 90% of our undergraduates played varsity sports at the high school level. We are a sporty university, to put it mildly. And over the years, there have been different faculty members kind of reaching out across saying, oh, I teach sport, you teach sport, we should get together. But we never really did get together until the last couple of years ago when the College of Arts and Letters made some new hires of folks whose primary research interest was in sport. And then Pam Wojcik in FTT said, well, it's kind of silly that we don't have something that organizes our resources and makes them available to the students. And so when she said that, and suggested that I might propose a minor, like Chris, I was like, of course, I'm ready, let's do it. So wrote up a proposal. The College of Arts and Letters was really excited. And since then, I've just been amazed at how many students and faculty and alumni have been reaching out to me saying, yes, I want to be involved in different ways.
That's amazing. And Professor Becker, what has been like the response from the students? What kind of feedback have you had from students in whether the classes that you're teaching or just about the minor in general?
Yeah, overwhelming excitement. I mean, sort of like what you were just saying, that you were able to take things here and there, but particularly both that we're able to put something together where then they can get on basically their transcript, right, that they studied sports, but also just putting all these pieces together that were disparate across the university and funneling then together, like-minded students. They get to meet more faculty than they ever would have before. They get exposure to topics they might not have been able to, work into their curriculum. And also, I think, and this, I'm also speaking on behalf of myself, of validation that this matters, that this is fun and games, but also is really, the depth to what you can learn when you're studying sport as your portal into, an area of inquiry is immense. So I think that's also really gratifying for them, that they can learn so much more than just about sports by doing this minor.
That's awesome. So what, Professor Coleman, do you see as the future of this program? I know you just said it started last year, you're accepting your second cohort right now. What do you hope to see in the growth and the future for this program?
I hope that we can grow to meet student demand. we have an annual application process. And so we have to let in a limited number of students because we don't have enough seats in the classes to support students. And we want to give everyone in the minor a really great experience in their classwork and also with their capstone projects, which is a cool requirement of the minor. So yeah, I would love to hire some new faculty members in the College of Arts and Letters whose research is directly related. That's starting to happen. As Chris mentioned, the quality of sports studies scholars across the arts and letters disciplines, sociology, anthropology, history, media studies, and that's not even counting sport management, econ, those fields that are a little more associated with Mendoza. Sports studies is maturing as a field, and so those candidates doing the coolest work are rising to the top of searches in our departments, and we just want to make that hiring a little bit more intentional, bring some folks on campus who can commit to teaching classes. So that would help a lot. But what we're doing in the meantime is that we're developing the minor very intentionally to provide public programming for people across campus, all the students, any faculty, staff, visitors, alumni who are interested in sports studies. So we bring sports historians and scholars to campus to give talks. We had a great talk about the American Stadium and women in press boxes and locker rooms and how that history has changed in the 70s and 80s. We brought the podcast hosts of Burn It All Down, the feminist sports podcast you need. They did a live podcast from campus. That was incredible. And we have an ongoing, not horde, but community, I'll say, of alumni who are really active in sports and sports media and different aspects of the sports industry. And they have been emailing me asking how can they help. They come to campus, they meet with our students, they help students figure out careers, they help them network for internships. And man, I've learned so much from them and just am constantly impressed with the generosity of our Notre Dame alums. So I want to grow public programming, I want to grow curriculum, and I also want to grow community engagement as another aspect of the minor that I care a lot about.
That is amazing. I'm getting chills thinking about all these things that could be happening. It's very exciting. And in the similar vein, I know you were talking to me before we started this. You have an event happening this Friday on April 21st. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. It's our first annual SMAC Fest. It's a celebration of all the events and all that we've had this year, and our students will be welcoming in our second cohort, and our first group of seniors will be presenting their capstone projects on Friday, April 21st from 1 to 2:30 in Hesburgh Libraries. That event's open to the public. And just quickly, their capstone projects are really exciting. We've got one woman who will be working for the PGA Tour doing social media. She did a history of media representations of female golfers from 100 years ago compared to today. We've got a soccer player who's wrote a proposal for the NCAA asking them to not make soccer a 2-season competitive sport. And then we've got Riley Gray, a lacrosse player who's doing a journalistic piece studying lacrosse culture in terms of race and gender and class. So super excited to see them on Friday, the 21st.
That is amazing. Wow. You have some students doing really, really great work. And I thank you both for hopping on this Facebook Live today to chat with us. For anyone who's interested in anything that the sports media and culture minor is doing or anything that's happening here on campus, we'll be celebrating all things Notre Dame Day on April 25th and 26th. You can visit notredameday.nd.edu to tune in live with our broadcast and make your gift today. So thank you both so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
You too.